Hello, everyone. My name is Oscar Rios. I am in section two of Professor Aracon's criminology class here at Sam Houston State University. Like the rest of you, today's video discussion is going to be about the Ruby Frank case and how that relates to social process theory. Just a quick recap of Ruby Frank. She was an influencer who posted her parenting videos and kind of the weird spirituality parenting kind of philosophy she fell into, and her friend Jody Hildebrandt had a very deep connection with her on that. And she kind of, from all reports, Jody influenced Ruby into a more, how do you say, alternative form of parenting that focused a lot on punishments and were a little bit out there, and even in case in the even in what she displayed publicly on her social media channels. Furthermore, saying a lot. Furthermore, it was eventually discovered that she had been abusing her children, locking them into safe rooms and stuff, not allowing them to leave, taking their beds, weird stuff like that. And this came to light after one of her children escaped and eventually let a neighbor know, who contacted authorities, who eventually took their children. This relates to, and social process theory is what how we're trying to see this, and how criminals learn these criminal behaviors from the people they're around. And I think truly this is an example of that, and probably a very good example that isn't something as simple as just criminal association of growing up in a bad neighborhood. It could be something like a spiritual leader, or even just a friend of someone who may not you may not expect to be falling into criminal behavior based on the advice of a friend. You see that a lot happening. And social process theory, just to go over quickly, is that criminals learn their criminal behavior from others, and how we can kind of reduce crime as criminologists through that lens. And truly, like I was saying earlier, this is an example of that case, and a good one, because Ruby Frank was not who you would expect to be a criminal. In terms of, you often think of criminality as like thievery, violent crime, or property crime. This would fall under the lens of violent crime, but it's not as flashy in terms of the criminal act being committed. Child abuse is uh, deeply sad. And just to kind of wrap it up here, yes, I think these two, the case and the theory, go hand in hand. I don't think Ruby Frank would have fell into such drastic punishments. She was, because I remember following this case as it was happening, and a lot of people found Ruby to be quite out there when she first started her channel, and the abusive behavior towards her children ramped up and continued with the brainwashing, quote unquote, or more just association with Hildebrandt, and how that kind of messed with her psyche. So I think when we look at social process theory, we usually come to think that, like, oh, a child hanging out with other children is going to eventually fall into, what is it? Show me your friends, I'll show you your future. You kind of think that once you're past development, you're not going to fall into those kind of things. When that's still something we're seeing, and something that happened to Miss Frank, and thankfully her children were taken away, and she's able to pay for her actions. And I think when we look at that, and when we are able to kind of take the social process theory and uh, perhaps not just fault Ruby Frank, because I believe, if I remember correctly from the details of this case, Hildebrandt took almost a more assertive role than even the father of the children in the household, and kind of how they were doing things. But yes, those are my thoughts on the case and today's topic, and I'll see y'all next week.